Hi, Zizaran here with another video, and this is going to be talking about the Scourged Maps and the Scourge mechanic a little bit. After all the changes, I wanted to talk about the Scourged Maps. They're insane now. They're really, really cool. I've been scourging them to tier 10. Well, I'm doing tier 1 Scourged Maps specifically. The Haunted Mansion is extremely good, and I am doing them all the way to Scourge 10 pretty much every time. They're very, very rewarding, and Grimro made a really, really cool video where he talks about that the fact that, for example, getting, well, it's not exactly emblematic, but basically emblematic from the Atlas passives before, the one that if you have a Legion stone, they have a chance to become a full one. So then if you are dropping Legion splinters, they have a chance to become a full emblem with the Scourge maps. So things like that is very, very strong to roll. And definitely look for Grimro's video and check that out. Honestly, Scourge maps now, really, really insane. I kind of do wish that they scourged a little bit faster. I can see the danger in that too, because they are extremely rewarding. In one, I got almost 1.5 simulacrums. So like full one, so 380 or 400 splinters. It was insane. So that's really cool. And the one with uniques, very, very good chance. Like we have like people dropping like 2 shabs per map. You can get incredibly lucky with like when you're getting 8 uniques per rare, right? So very, very cool stuff. The Scourged maps, absolutely love them. They also work with the prophecy like twinned. That will make every Scourged rare twinned as well. So you can also use the prophecy. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Maybe my editor's scribe can find it and put it in above my head or something, maybe float. But it's the one that when you kill a normal monster, it comes back as a rare. You can use that while inside the Scourge, and that will make normal monsters come back as rares. And you can spam those. So you can use like 10, 15, 20 per map if you have a lot of them lying around. So they're pretty cool as well when you find like a super valuable one. Maybe one that has like 10 uniques or something. Or 10 Legion Splinters. But I also do want to talk a little bit about the Scourge mechanic. So I do hope we get an update this week talking about the Scourged items, because for me, that was the most exciting mechanic. And what I was looking forward to the most was making powerful items. I currently have, I think I have 6 days played time on my characters already, which that is more time than a lot of people are going to have in their entire league, right? That is 140 hours played. I do not really have any exciting Scourged items so far. And I've been pretty efficient with it. I think I'm level 60 or 58 or something on the Scourge mechanic. It's very high. I'm almost finished leveling it up. So kind of disappointing that I don't have some exciting items. And I feel what CGD does really, really badly. They look maybe a little bit too much on like, wow, these are all the crazy outcomes. This is all the crazy power creep the players can get. And the floor of the mechanic, like what people are reasonably going to get, what people are experiencing is pretty bad. And it honestly is. Honestly is. The bar fills up a little bit too slow. The third unlock for, the Krangle device, so you can unlock 3 items at a time. I haven't gotten that yet after like 60 boss kills. Killed all of them. It's a complete RNG. I don't have it yet, and that's maybe okay. Maybe I've just been very unlucky. I think it's very, very weird that Scourged maps aren't dropping. But I think the Scourged bosses should be dropping Scourged maps. I think that is very, very important. I think in tier 12s to 16s, the interacting with the Scourge in that feels very weird. Like, I feel like I am filling up the Scourge bar way quicker just spamming tier 1 or 2 maps than engaging with the mechanic in a very, very dangerous tier 16 map. Feel very unrewarded for being in high maps, basically. Just being in a fast mapper in low maps seems way better for using and scourging maps and stuff. So that's a little bit disappointing. I would love to see that increase. I would love to see Scourged maps have a possibility of dropping. That would be exciting. Imagine dropping a really cool tier 12 maybe map that has been scourged to tier 10. Like tier 10, 10. That would be really cool. And it doesn't have to be common that you're dropping tier 10 Scourge maps. Maybe very often it'll be tier 1 to 2. But that would be a very exciting thing that they should add. The bosses, they drop mostly what feels like starter items, like black hearts and gold rims and stuff like that. And like I've only had one exciting item, which was Beast Fur Shoal, and it didn't have any good annoyance on it or corruptions on it. So the bosses need to be redone a little bit. If they're gonna drop very rarely good items, then they should probably, honestly, I think the bosses should just drop only positives. You very rarely encounter them, and having the boss be something that's just really exciting when you find them, I think that is an all good thing Either having that it's only one downside and 2 or 3 upsides, or 0 downsides, I think would be really, really good, because it so very rarely drops a good item to begin with. Other than that as well, the Scourge Crafting, I don't know what the best way to fixing that. Maybe they let us Scourge it a total of 6 times and don't change it that much. Or they remove a lot of the bad filler accounts. Or they could also up the weight on the good outcomes. Because right now, it's very, very rough to get anything good. I still don't... I think the best thing I have is one with a positive of 19 lightning res and just dex requirement increase. And the other has like 20 fire res. Or no, it's 20 life. That's all the good things I have so far on my items. So that's kind of sad in my opinion after 144 hours playtime of actively engaging with the mechanic. And that being said, obviously there is always the concern of breaking a mechanic. People will always point out harvest. It's like, wow, look what happens when they make a really powerful mechanic. I don't feel like that is honestly a problem. I think it's always good that the league mechanic is slightly overtuned when it's here. It's new and exciting and everybody feels good. And I feel like the whole harvest thing, people weren't upset that it left. I think in Heist League, we very rarely had people say like, oh, like, yeah, harvest should have been back in full power. Everybody pretty much was pretty fair. Everybody was like, harvest was clearly too powerful. It was copy pasting items in Harvest League and it was too strong. And nobody was expecting it to go core in full power. But then they did make it go core in full power in Ritual. And that is when all the problems started. Because then, wow, okay, now it is core, so we can have it. Okay, awesome. And then they took it away again. So honestly, personally, I am in big favor of the league mechanics being very, very strong. And then if it is too strong, balance it later, nerf it, remove it altogether. That's fine. But have it be slightly overtuned for the league that it is in. And then balance it after. Because I think if something is slightly overtuned, taking it away later, when it goes core, it's a lot easier to balance it then. That's just my 2 cents. Obviously, I'm not a game developer. Probably thankfully so. And yeah, maybe it's a shit take. Maybe it is. But that's currently how I feel about the mechanic. I would love to hear what you guys think. Maybe it would be too much power creep, but I think it would be very important to make everybody feel good with the league mechanic and maybe nerf it later. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Sub if you liked the video. More importantly, try to die less than I do. Here, I actually want to try to turn this into shavs because it has base ES. That would be really cool shavs. Oh shit, dude. Oh, I got a base ES shavs. That's very cool. It's a bottom roll. That does not really make up for the base ES. That is unfortunate. Why is it a bottom roll? Why? Only 29. 392. What's a normal shavs?